Welcome back, so happy to see you again, and today I will show you everything I know about using Reflect, which is a note-taking app I used every day for the past 2 months. I will also go through its AI, plus the other benefits that Reflect is going for, plus some drawbacks, and discuss if it's the right note-taking app for you. The first thing you will discover when using Reflect is this daily note. You see today's date here, and past dates here, and also future dates here, so you have a very sophisticated timeline you can simply annotate to yourself. And this has multiple benefits. Aside from just journaling and dumping out every piece of information you don't want to forget, you can also use it together with your calendar and as a to-do list too. One very cool feature Reflect is the ability to transcribe audio. You can click right here, say the stuff you want, and it will generate what you just said. If you are often on the run or on the gym or don't have time to write, you can just speak to it and it will automatically transcribe it. Reflect can also be used offline, which is very good when you are in places like, for instance, in a flight or in places where it's not so much internet out there. You can always write there and it will sync later to all your devices. Speaking of calendar, again, it's very easy to integrate it to your calendar and also assign a meeting note to it. Very useful if you're in back-to-back meetings. Then there is also the classic Kindle integration, in which you, via some settings, get access to your Kindle highlights. In whatever book you manage to read at that moment, if you just draw some highlights, it will automatically show up right here, so you don't need any external software like Readwise for it. The only downside though is sometimes when you have very long highlights, it doesn't show all of them. I'm not sure if that's a feature or a bug, but if it's a bug, I definitely want to see it fixed as soon as possible. But if you go back to the note-taking itself, you can see that there are a lot of ways to search for it. The most prominent one is the linking capabilities, where you can type 2 square brackets and, like Roman obsidian, it will automatically create a new link or even a new note if you don't have it before. And then you can go to a graph view and see everything just popping up, and if you're very into it, that's a very good thing. I usually don't link at all though, because I find that search and favorites are enough to me. And speaking of search, it's very fast when it comes to the searching capabilities, one of the top out there. And favorites also a little bit cumbersome on the phone. It's not really an issue once you get used to it. I personally don't favorite notes in Reflect since I have Notion for it. Notion is my giant sidebar, Reflect is my second brain. Then when it comes to formatting, Reflect supports Markdown aside from headings because it has this slash command. You can see that you can do a lot of stuff with the slash command, like for instance a bullet point, a to-do, a quote, gratitude, journaling, and work, and even today's time, in case you don't know what time it is. Now here is Reflect AI, which personally blew me away. In its AI palette, you can do many things, like for instance, list key takeaways, and list action items, and fix spelling and grammar. You can also write a short summary, which you can just dump every blog post you can read, and then it's all good from there. We even make longer ones if you don't know how to expand your thing. You can rephrase your writing, simplify and condense, suggest a lot of titles, quite good if you're in the creative field. You can even suggest a few tweets based on what you write. And then there are other features too, like generating an outline, creating a short overview, generate a counter argument in case you don't want to be in your own bubble, also generate email and continue writing in the same style. So you can see you can do a lot with it. And I'll make a follow-up video on how you can especially use AI tools. We can do ChatGPT, we can call Notion AI, we can call Reflect in a way that doesn't overwhelm you, but instead arm you with the tools to break through your bottlenecks as fast as possible. But as you can see, Reflect's AI is probably as capable as any other AIs right here. Reflect is also very secure, and each graph that you use has an encryption password which they don't know, and if you don't know, then you pretty much cannot access your notes. Reflect also has a Chrome extension which you can use to highlight certain parts of the text. Let's say if it's an article that you're reading, and they all show up in one note afterwards, which is very cool. Now for the 2 drawbacks that Reflect has. The first one is that it's not available on Android, just as a beta app on iPhone and on the desktop on both Mac and PC, and also the web version. So if you're an Android user, you're better off using other note-taking apps. And the second one is the elephant in the room, which is the price. You get all this for $10 a month. But as I probably told multiple times, I made a video about it, so I got the lifetime access for free. So in my case, it's a little bit different. So maybe if you do a couple of review videos like these on Reflect, you can maybe get some free ones too. So is Reflect a note-taking app that you should use. If you have the budget to do $10 a month on a note-taking app, then absolutely. It's pretty much the best second brain I've ever found, and also keep in mind it has AI too. Very fast, very reliable, and a lot of things going for it since its early stages. But if you don't want to pay for a high-end note-taking app, then there are other options for it, of course. And as always, let me know in the comments if you are using Reflect and what you like about it or why you don't like about it and so forth, to keep the conversation here. I'll see you in the video right here, and always remember that you are the most amazing human being alive.